special education, and actually this topic is one that I first became aware of at boot camp, which was at one of those presentations. I remember becoming aware that in dealing with special education, which is so complicated, that there's something called maintenance of effort that says you can't reduce the amount of money that you spend in special education. So I'm a person out of program, and this is clearly an area that I've been working in for many years. I came out of special education, and when I heard that, I thought, oh, that's going to be my topic for this class. Sure enough, it turned out that this is the right project for my district. In September, I was appointed the acting assistant superintendent for ed services, and now I do have the responsibility of special education in a way that I hadn't previously during boot camp. So I'm living this actually about how are we going to be doing our special education programming, which is what I'm doing, but I work very closely with our business department. So my superintendent and my CBO are thrilled that this is my project, and this is my course of action. The first, just as a brief overview for all of us today, so you're aware of what I'm talking about. I believe from some of the projects we've done so far, we all appreciate that special education funding is very complex. Both state and federal sources of funding, and certainly we also know that every LEA has a big concern about special education because the funding that we get doesn't cover the full amount of expenditures, so we end up doing a contribution from our general fund. So it's an area of great concern. The maintenance of effort is interesting, and there is a logical rationale and the reason why it came into being, but certainly it's hard to appreciate in this day and age when we're trying to reduce the general fund contribution. So the maintenance of effort, if you recall from boot camp, it prohibits us from reducing the amount of money that we spend on special education. Sort of interesting. And so it does hinder our efforts at trying to reduce that encroachment over general fund contribution. Now certainly we're in an era right now that there is the potential, if done correctly, and I don't know if the word is correctly, but done strategically, that we can realize some savings in special ed expenditures as a result of implementing what the law tells us to do in special education. And those of you who are at all involved in program probably are familiar with RTI, came out of the most recent reauthorization of the special education law idea that requires general education to provide interventions prior to special ed. So there's the potential to realize some savings, but we want to be able to take that course of those many courses of action actually with coordinating what the MOE requirements are. So that's the background, and so my research is working not just at my district, with my district, but also with my SELPA. And so the two primary areas that I'm researching, and I've done some preliminary research, are in the area of RTI. That's a big part of my job right now. What are the potential areas of saving, and how does that interface, and how can I facilitate the coordination with the MOE? And I'm learning about our SELPA and the way that MOE is calculated.